Hey TFL Off-Road viewers, so for this Christmas we're doing something a little different. It's not power sports, but it is off-road. So at the beginning of December I had the chance to go to Moab, Utah and sample the Jeep Trailhawk lineup. So this is the first of a 3-video series that we're going to roll out from now until Christmas. This is the first video, the next one's coming this weekend, and the third and final video when I pick the best Trailhawk model, that one will come out on December 25th, Christmas Day. So enjoy the series, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. I can't wait for 2019 because we have so many cool videos planned, so don't go anywhere. Hey guys, so here we are in lovely Moab, Utah. Now if you like Jeeps, you already know all about Moab. This is the mecca for off-roading if you're a Jeep enthusiast. Now we are here today to drive the entire Trailhawk lineup. Behind me you can see some compasses. We also have the Cherokee Trailhawk and the Grand Cherokee Trailhawk. And we're gonna go hit 7 Mile Rim, and I'm gonna let you guys know which one of these Trailhawk models you should buy, so stay tuned. Before we even get to the trail, just take a look at how beautiful it is in this area. And we're still on the road. Once you get off-road, you can really access some neat places. But if you ever get a chance to come out here to Moab and check it out, and check out Arches National Park, definitely do it. It's gorgeous. You really do see some pretty amazing rock formations here in Moab. Just look at this thing just balanced on there. Looks like one swift kick would get her right off of there. So in this first video, we are going to take a look at the Jeep Compass Trailhawk, and we're going to run 7 Mile Rim, and we're going to run in the Compass, and then we're going to get into the Cherokee, and then up into the Grand Cherokee, and we'll see how all 3 of these feel. But this video is focused on the Compass, and you'll have to come back for the next 2 videos to see what happens in the Cherokee and the Grand Cherokee. So first off, what makes a Trailhawk a Trailhawk? Well, it is a suite of off-road features that can be added to the Jeep Renegade, Jeep Compass, Jeep Cherokee, and Jeep Grand Cherokee. And by now you might be saying, well, where's the Renegade in this series? Sadly, Jeep Canada could not get its hands on one of the new 2019 Renegades with that new turbo engine in there. So when we do drive one of those, we will definitely be putting up a review, so stay tuned for that. So what are those Trailhawk features? Well, the one that always tips these models are the red tow hooks and of course the Trailhawk badges. Now on the Compass, it gets what Jeep calls active drive low, and that gives it a 20-to-1 crawl ratio. All Trailhawk models get skid plates and hill descent control. All Trailhawk models get upgraded tires. Here on the Compass, they are 17-inch Falcon Wild Peaks, and all of the approach, departure, and ground clearance angles and numbers are improved on these Trailhawk models, just a little bit over stock. The Trailhawk models also get drive modes, and here in the Compass, we definitely put them to the test, especially the snow mode. Okay, so we're starting the trail here in the Jeep Compass. I have it in 4-wheel drive low, and we're just about to do this little rock step up right here, and the edges of the rocks are a little icy, so let's see how she handles it. Put the front passenger on first. There's 1, there's 2. Oh yeah. Oh, there's a little slip there, but really nothing major to speak of. Now, we have the Compass here in 4-wheel drive low right now, and the funny thing with the Compass is it's a 9-speed automatic, but in low, there's no 2-speed transfer case or any transfer case at all here. All it does is it locks you in first gear. Because you have the 9-speed, first gear is really low. Usually when you're on the road, you start in second. So once you put it in 4WD low, you're basically just locked in first. And the power feels okay. You know, it's nothing really compared to having a real 2-speed transfer case. It doesn't feel like there's a ton of torque down low. But I guess, you know, in the absence of a transfer case, it's sort of the next best thing. But honestly, the real key, just like with any off-roader, are the tires. So here on this Compass Trailhawk model, we get a set of Falken Wild Peak all-terrain tires. And today it's around 0 degrees Celsius, about 32 Fahrenheit, so it is a little chilly. And we're dealing with all kinds of surfaces. We have snow on the ground, we got bare rock, we're hitting some loose rocks. Nice. So we just came up another rock step there, and the things that all these Jeeps do is they can actually send the torque to different wheels as needed. So you could actually feel it sort of slip, and then it sort of caught the wheel slip, sent the power to the other wheel, and we walked right over it. So the engine in this Compass is the 2.4 liter multi-air, makes 180 horsepower, 175 pound-feet of torque. And it's just fine. I mean, it's certainly not that powerful. It doesn't really feel underpowered. It feels like just enough for this vehicle. And, you know, if we're being honest, most Compasses are going to spend their lives going to the grocery store and the mall. And for that, it's more than enough power. And for the occasional time you might hit the trail like this, it's also been just fine. Especially when you put her in low, you get a bit more of that grunt out of first gear. And yeah, the 2.4 it's inoffensive is maybe the best way to put it.
Come around this corner, you're going to hug the passenger side over by this tree, and I'm going to get you your driver's tires on this rock pile right over here. So come hard passenger. There you go. Good.
I'm going to hit it there. Alrighty.
Let's back tires down nice and slow. Good job. There you go. Good job.
All right, I want to see you guys driving like ballerinas out here. Nice and easy throttle.
So I just walked down that kind of big step there, and certainly the ground clearance here helped. But I think the other nice thing is just the way the brake pedal feels. You're able to really nicely modulate this thing and just sort of slowly walk over stuff. All right, we're approaching a nice little step here again with the Compass, so let's see how she does.
A nice slow descent, and we're putting you straight down the middle of this instead of going over here on the easy side because we want to get the photo. So you're going to feel that back tire come way up in the air here.
Yeah, rear passengers lifting. Oh, nice. Beautiful. Little teeter-totter action. So yeah, that was nice. I mean, you know, the Compass here, we don't have a ton of articulation, so coming down those big things, you know, we watched a Wrangler go down it, and the Wrangler almost kept traction the whole time, whereas here, we totally lifted the rear wheel. But it was no big deal. The Compass was easy to control, and like I said, the one thing I'm actually really liking, surprisingly, is just the brakes. The pedal feel is really nice, and you're able to, you know, really modulate this thing nice and smoothly. So the other big deal with off-roading is, of course, approach and departure angles and breakover angle. And all the Trailhawk models actually get unique fascias, front and rear. So the approach and departure are a little bit better. And we've definitely been using them today. And you know what? Sometimes just a few degrees of approach or departure can make a pretty big difference. All right, so we've kind of hit sort of two limits on this Trailhawk. First of all, there's a bunch of loose rocks on this trail, and I have been kissing them just a little bit with this kid plate. It hasn't been so bad, but you know, there isn't a ton of clearance in this Compass. And then second of all, we've been through a few more articulation sections now, and there's no doubt that this Compass loves to lift a wheel. The rear passenger especially seems to just come right up. So yeah, the articulation here certainly isn't incredible either. So big question with these Trailhawk models is it worth the price? So this Compass as it sits is $43,600 in Canada, and I'll get the US pricing and I'll throw that up on the screen. But you know, you do get a nice little suite of off-road features, and that's the nice thing about the Trailhawk models. You go Trailhawk and you get all of the stuff you're gonna need to go out and hit the trail straight from the dealership. Now it's, you know, this thing isn't lifted, it doesn't got 30s on it or anything, so you could definitely make it more capable, but for from a, you know, kind of very simple, basic off-road standpoint, this Compass Trailhawk works pretty dang well. So we're gonna continue on now here on 7 Mile Trail, 7 Mile Rim Trail, and we're gonna switch up into the Cherokee and then the Grand Cherokee, and then at the end of this video series, I'm gonna let you know which Trailhawk I would buy for the money, which one is really worth it. So yeah, that's it for the Compass.
And as always, guys, go below, hit subscribe if you want the latest news, views, and real world reviews. See ya.